Okay, welcome. Let's get started. Very happy to do this summer course on virtual reality. My name is Steve Laval. I'm a professor at the University of Illinois, but this month I'm a visiting professor at IIT Madras. So I appreciate the hospitality here and looking forward to offering this 2-week course. I'd like to first thank the professors for helping me to organize this here. So Professors Ravindran, Manivanan, and Ramanathan are all here, and I appreciate that. Also, I thank Oculus Facebook for donating Oculus Rift DK2s for the lab. I believe NVIDIA has also contributed some graphics cards as well, so we've gotten very good industry support for this. We have some teaching assistants to help out in the class as well. Are any of them here? Perhaps they can raise their hands just so that people know. So feel free to interact with them. So we have quite a few people who are in the course but agreed to be teaching assistants in the sense that they can help with the laboratory part of the course. I'm going to give 20 lectures. I'll be giving 2 every day for the weekdays for 2 weeks. They'll be roughly 1 hour each. We may spill over depending on how the topics go and such, but that's what I will do. The course I just offered at the University of Illinois this past spring ran for 15 weeks, and I lectured for about I think an hour and 15 minutes twice a week. So I have about maybe 2/3 or so, or 60% of the total lecture time here. So I will give it a little bit compressed, skip some things. But I do want to emphasize this course is I would consider to be kind of a rough draft of a course, let's say. So the course I offered at Illinois was the first run of the course. This is the second run of the course, and in a very short amount of time. So I don't have a lot of PowerPoint slides. I have some pictures and videos to show throughout during some of the lectures, but most of it will be on Blackboard or just me speaking to you. So it's not something I've lectured on for many, many years, but I also wanted to do this course immediately to capitalize on the background and experience that I had while at Oculus from 2012 up to 2014. And so I want to take that and fuse the information, knowledge that I have from that background into this course to give what I may call a modern perspective on virtual reality. There will also be some assignments for you to do. This course, I believe this is not an official course in the sense that you will not get credit or you do not get marks for the class, but I strongly suggest you to do the assignments. Hopefully you're here to learn something and build your skills. So there will be 5 suggested machine problems. A couple of them have been posted already on Piazza, which is the online class forum that we'll be using. I have one student, don't see him here right now, who, oh there he is, so, sorry, there you are. Suraj Venkat, he's a student at the University of Illinois, and he was in my course in the spring, and he's a resident of Chennai, so he's agreed to come here and kind of help smooth things over for this presentation of the course. And he set up the Piazza forum that we used at the university, and it worked out very nicely. So that gives you an opportunity to ask lots of questions. We try to solve problems together. He will also post some of the most critical pieces of information that we had from that course into this short summer course. And also, you know, I strongly encourage you to ask questions in class. If some of you are afraid of asking questions in class, especially since this is recorded, feel free to post questions on the forum after class. I'll take a look at that and do my best to respond to some of the best questions the next morning when I come in. So we still have a chance to make the class interactive. You can ask your questions offline. In addition to these 5 suggested machine problems, there's also expected to be a final project, and that should be the most exciting thing. And both for the machine problems and for the final project, I suggest that you work in groups, perhaps up to 3 or 4. We have about, what is it, about 15 functioning workstations for you to use. So if everyone wants to work individually, probably difficult, but a few at a time. At Illinois, we had on average about 3 people per group in working, and I thought it went very well. There are 3 recommended books for the course. I have selected them based on different areas of coverage. There's no one book that I would say fits this course perfectly. I hope to someday write a book that maybe fuses these things together. One part, which is very far from engineering, is a book by George Mather, Foundations of Sensation and Perception. So if you want to understand some of the things we're getting into, especially even near the end of today, then I suggest reading the first chapter of this. And this is far outside of what you perhaps normally study if you are engineering students here, which I suspect most or all of you are engineering students here. I've also recommended a couple of other books. The second book for the class, I didn't bring them all here. They're kind of heavy. But let me make sure I get the is it? The second book is Fundamentals of Computer Graphics by Shirley et al. So it has several other authors, and that one gives you the engineering and graphics counterpart to the sensation and perception part, which is human oriented. But that one's just computer graphics, not virtual reality. So it has a lot of the kind of math, a lot of the methods that we need, but not everything. So there's a lot of pieces that we draw from for this class. And finally, there's an additional book on three-dimensional 3D interfaces. All of these should be suggested on Piazza. You should be able to find that. Hopefully, if they're not yet, we can make that available. Hopefully, you can get access to those books. All right, so that's the basics of the course.